stars are scattered o'er the plain.
(1832), St. Louis. There can no longer be any doubt about it. The cholera is certainly existing in this city. 4 deaths, slaves, took place on Sunday night and 2 yesterday. We see no good reason for concealing from our readers the actual state of health in the city. We advise our fellow townsmen, as we do politicians in times of excitement, to keep cool, to remain at home and pursue their usual avocations, to let no unnecessary cares or imaginary illnesses prey upon their spirits, and freely to put their trust into Providence.
Captain Painter's Egyptian cure for Asiatic cholera and diarrhea. This infallible remedy has been found one of the best compounds that has ever been before the public. It has given the utmost confidence to those who have used it in the city, the U.S. Arsenal, and on the different steamboats. 1 or 2 doses will give immediate relief. Oftentimes, people are attacked with this dreadful malady before medical aid can be had, and life is gone.
Freeman Little Funeral Finishing Rooms. Ready-made coffins of all descriptions, sizes, finishes, and styles. Lead, zinc, copper, and tin, lined with flannel and satin, shrouds, shirts, drawers, cravats, gloves, and hose furnished to order. And the proprietor will lay out the corpse at short notice. Open all day, and the cooling board will be sent anytime to any part of the city. Hearse, hacks, and horses upon short notice.
By the 1840s, we had regular mail. Steamboats traveled the Missouri and the Mississippi.
Open up the window, do love, do. Listen to the music I'm singing for you. Next time I come, be ready to go. Floating down the river on the old banjo. Come, love, come, the boat lies low. Lies high and dry on the Ohio. Come, love, come, go with me. Take you down about Tennessee.
Going down the river before long. I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Going down the river, gonna carry them sack. Get a pocket full of money when I come back. Come, love, come, the boat lies low. Lies high and dry in the Ohio. Come, love, come, go with me. Take you down about Tennessee.
Down the river, and what do I see? The Love and Katie and the Cherokee. Love and Katie coming round the bend. Take me up the river and back again. Come, love, come, the boat lies low. Lies high and dry on the Ohio. Come, love, come and go with me. Take you down about Tennessee. Come, love, come, the boat lies low. Lies high and dry on the Ohio. Come, love, come, go with me. Take you down about Tennessee.
Mary Blaine is nearly completed. Her cabins are wide, airy, and spacious. Her deck is 175 feet. She has a double engine, 2 30-foot boilers, 21-inch cylinders, 20-foot wheels, 11-foot buckets, and a physician.
But steam wasn't the only way to travel across the prairies. A wagon, a sail, and finally, Missourians took advantage of something we had much of, wind.
The Independence Expositor, 1846. The thing is practicable. The wind wagon works. Mr. Thomas ran up his mainsail and off the machine started. He ran up and down across the plains with his wagon at pleasure. He will have 2 or 3 wind wagons ready by April next and will traverse the plains to Santa Fe, Oregon, and California.
But much stayed the same. There were clashes with Mormons, Indians, abolitionists.
Missouri Saturday News. The abolition agitators in the eastern country are every day extending their efforts to violate the constitutional rights of the South by every possible means, direct and indirect. The most insidious and mischievous mode by which they operate is in their primary schools, by the selection of books, which seem to have been written and published for effect. These abolition agitators should be kept in mind of the undeniable fact that they are preparing the elements of civil war, the destruction of human life and our political institutions. We therefore feel warranted in charging them with treason.
Cholera and the ague and yellow fever and bilious fever filled the graveyards. Politicians lied, smiled, and paid for votes. But Missourians enjoyed themselves.
Liquid fire. Come, gentlemen and pretty lasses, and see our camphorated gases. We'll give you light that's clear and bright, that needs no snuffing through the night. We are enemies to grease and smoke, believe us, for it is no joke. Lamps fitted for family use, billiard tables, 10-pin alleys, and churches.
For sale at Franklin Bookstore, Lady Blessington's complete works, comprising The Two Friends, Confessions of an Elderly Gentleman, The Honeymoon, Confessions of an Elderly Lady, The Victims of Society, and Gems of Beauty.
The Missouri State Lottery will benefit the St. Louis Hospital. Drawn numbers will be published tomorrow.
The Jockey Club fall meeting will take place at the Sulphur Springs course. The money for each race will be hung up in front of the jury stand.
$5 reward, straight or stolen, from the Exchange Coffee House, a male gray squirrel. About 2 years of age, 8 inches high, bushy tail, and slightly striped on the inside front of the forelegs. Whoever will give information of him so that he can be procured again will receive the above reward at the place from which he is missing.
It's all out on the old railroad, it's all out on the sea. All out on the old railroad as far as I can see. Swing and turn, Jubilee, live and learn, Jubilee. Swing and turn, Jubilee, live and learn, Jubilee. Wish I had a big white horse, corn to feed him on. Pretty little girl to stay at home and feed him while I'm gone. Swing and turn, Jubilee, live and learn, Jubilee. Swing and turn, Jubilee, live and learn, Jubilee. Hardest work I ever done was working on a farm. Easiest work I ever done was swinging my true love's arm. Swing and turn, Jubilee.
Captain Henry Shreve to the President of the United States. In a short time afterward, the compliments of the various St. Louis presses were forwarded to their brethren of the press eastward. Then came message after message from Louisville, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. The dream is fulfilled. We talk by lightning and ride by steam. What next?
We looked to the future, but we recalled our past with pride.
December 23rd, 1847. Today is the anniversary of the landing of the Pilgrims, an event which has been celebrated here for 2 years, but of which no public notice will be taken this year as far as we can learn. We suggested some time ago that the committee appointed for the purpose ought either to act or tender their resignation. As it is, the festival will go unhonored in St. Louis until the next anniversary.
Newspapers came and went, changed hands, changed political parties and political views, but one stood out among them all.
1844. The St. Louis Reveille is the bizarre and fanciful name given to a capital new journal, which has just made its appearance in the beautiful city of St. Louis. It is the child of we don't know how many fathers, but our old friends Charles Keemley, Matt, and Joe Fields are the godfathers. None need look to find us philosophical, aristocratical, agricultural, horticultural, democratical, mechanical, political, polemical, critical, quizzical, or anything else in particular. The march of empire is with us, the march of intelligence, and while that march is onward, be it ours to beat the reveille.
The reveille introduced to the West to the East with a new kind of humorous essay.
Why don't you quit drinking, Jim, and become a useful member of society?
Because it's against nature. That nature created me an ornamental animal, a philosopher of fluidity. All the other fellows have gone down tail because they don't know how to drink. They wasn't philosophers. They drink their liquor all in a heap, and they go through it quick. Now, when it's strong and hard to carry, I don't wear myself out. But I lays down alongside it and waits till it gets easier. That's the way to last. Now, these fellers that mixes up their liquor ain't educated. I never mix. I begins corn, and I sticks to corn. There's a beautiful consistency about having a drink and sticking to it. That every feller follow his own business. I say, drinking is mine, and I love it.
Are you shingling the rum cellar's roof? Are you shingling the rum cellar's roof? While your own house decays, are you spending your days just shingling the rum cellar's roof? One night a poor wretch in a wayside saloon was lingering half drunken about. Heard the voice of the rum seller's wife as she said,
Go put yonder drunken fool out.
The rum seller smiling, he made this reply in a voice that would brook no reproof. Let him stay if he wants, he is doing no harm. The fellow is shingling our roof. Are you shingling the rum seller's roof? Are you shingling the rum seller's roof? While your own house decays, are you spending your days just shingling the rum cellar's roof?
And in Hannibal, Missouri, 1853, a young red-headed printer named Sam Clements wrote under the pen name of
W. Epaminondas Adrastus Blab. The Blabs were ancestors of mine. The first Blab lived in Adam's time and had a little falling out with that distinguished gentleman. But Adam was no more respectable than Blab. He never had a mother. At least folks said so, and people of that character don't stand very high nowadays. However, if it hadn't been for that little difficulty, a Blab would have been president instead of John Quincy Adams. Despite all these things, the Blabs have been somewhat distinguished anyhow. Mention was made of them in a book which was never published.